We've got a video comment that's been uploaded by one of our viewers. She has a question for you. Let's take a look at this.
Hi Dan, my name's Emily. I'm a Christian that supports full equality for gays and lesbians, both in society and the church. My question is, do you think there's a role for Christians like me in the gay rights movement? And if so, what would that role be?
It's difficult because people sometimes portray you as being sort of anti-religion. You're anti-bigotry, right?
I'm anti-hypocrisy.
I mean, you're Catholic.
I am Catholic. Still.
You are Catholic? You would say
Culturally
that?
Catholic.
Yeah.
I'm anti-hypocrisy. You can't cite Leviticus to criticize gay people. You can't say Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, and then say, but everything else in the Old Testament doesn't apply to us. That Newt Gingrich doesn't have to be stoned to death in a public square because he's an adulterer, a serial adulterer.
Although it is an abomination to eat a crab cake.
It is. And so to point that out to people isn't to be anti-Christian, and I'm not anti-Christian. My mother is a Christian. One of the things I read about in the book is the day that she passed away, and the last thing I did for my mother on earth was run through a hospital to find her a priest. And do last rites with my mother and say prayers with my mother. I'm not anti-persons of faith. And if you look at the It Gets Better project, you look at the It Gets Better book, something like there's 12 or 13 essays by Christians, by Eugene Robinson, by Professor Peter Sprinkle, talking about their faith and how, and so totally pro-Christian. Where the role for Christians in the LGBT civil rights movement is to get in the faces of people like Tony Perkins. A lot of people in America are convinced that Christianity is synonymous with anti-gay bigotry because of the efforts of the Tony Perkinses, Maggie Gallaghers, Brian Browns, Pat Robertsons of the world. And when I criticize them, I call them not all like that Christians, nults. When I criticize a Tony Perkins, I'll get emails saying, oh, we're not all like that, a lot of us are really pro-gay. It's like, I know that. Go tell Tony Perkins.
Don't tell me.
Don't tell me.
them.
Tell Tony Perkins. He's the one who goes on TV and claims to represent your position as a Christian in hating gay people, which is creating this impression in the world that to be gay is to be an anti-gay bigot. And the problem isn't mouthy faggots like me screaming and yelling on TV. The problem is Tony Perkins. Yell at him. And that's the role for not all like that Christians, like John Shore, who's an evangelical Christian and a really tremendous writer. And if you go to his blog, johnshore.com, he writes very passionately trying to distance Christianity from bigotry and from people like Tony Perkins and their bigotry. And we need more Christians like that in the movement for equality of all peoples, not just LGBT people.